But the Camille seems like an obvious one against Keen.
And maybe 180 carry ban could be considered. This season, there's not really been any priority on the Caitlyn coming through from Kramer's 1-1, so it's not been a big pick for him. Would be a strong choice into the Ezreal for a pushing lane on the side of Afrika. I'm really excited to see if we really do see a mid-lane Sion come through. But I imagine BBQ are not going to commit to the role that the Swain is going to be played in this game until the final pick. And yes, we do just see a Caitlyn ban to give a bit more breathing room for the Ezreal and bot lane.
Going down to the last ban here, expected another support ban. It is the Thresh this time around. Gonna be taken off the board.
And look for a support lock in here. Usually you'd imagine there would be support taking it last pick to counter pick for the Ezreal to guarantee the lane, but they're feeling strong enough to go through, and they already know it's going to be the Tahm Kench, so they just pick for comp. Jhin would be favorite in other regions, but against the very tanky front line, I think Jhin value here will be pretty low, even though it's a legacy pick coming through from Kramer. Speaking of legacy picks, he just locks in Jinx again.
That was quick.
Well, he's got the most beef in front of him, so a hyper carry did fit the comp, and we see Jinx in the LCK from Kramer for the second time. Got the information on the flex pick now coming through for the Sion.
What's it gonna be? Certainly Keen has played more Sion over the course of 2018, but this mid-Sion thing a bit newer, so it is going to be the Karma, certainly helps out the composition.
This would be a great comp to play Anivia against if you are on the side of BBQ. Would put Swain into the Sion lane, and Banner of Command would be frustrating to deal with. But this is the sort of comp that Anivia is back in the meta to face. She's very strong against tanks. Tempt has not played any Anivia on the season. Azir is much more standard for him. It's a wall, but of course on a much longer cooldown. And it will be BBQ picking up the Azir. Would have loved to see the Anivia, but it's a champion that a lot of people are out of practice on. We won't see it this time from Tempt.
Yeah, certainly feels a little bit disappointing, you know. You want to see the analysis points come in and everything work out as you would like to see it, but Azir for Tempt also makes a ton of sense. But again, he's the 1-9 on the pick. It's not really his Azir play. I think he had a couple plays tonight that were pretty good in terms of, you know, what he was facing against. But we'll see if he can up that record a little bit more, as he is going to be going up against the Karma with the help of the Zac. We've seen the Karma can be in trouble sometimes. I think Kuzan came back, tried to play it, and just got laughed upon by just an aggressive jungler. So we'll see if they focus the mid lane at all.
You'd love to focus the bot lane, but hard to make it happen against Tahm Kench. If Jinx falls behind, the Afrika team comp largely falls apart. So Jinx here
is just so
look who's here.
And look at this, Sion coming in, forcing the flash, but Trick in a lot of trouble. He's gonna eat another Q and an auto, and he even flashes to try to get out of this one. We'll see if he can actually execute himself. It may actually be able to happen, but Keen is coming back.
No home guard buff, so it's going to take the Sion a while to get there.
What is going on in this game? Trick is just going for a walk. Okay. Well, eventually the passive is going to come through, and I hope nobody TP's in here. Way. Kramer going to get hit by this as the Rift Herald coming in. They wanted to go for a fast push. Kramer is going to be safe in the end. Nice play there by Tucson to get him to safety.
Sion?
There's the Sion in the front line, and oh boy, Nignar taking a ton of damage here. There's the stun, and Kuro will pick up the kill. Down goes the turret, and another member of the side of BBQ, and they're still pushing.
Super assertive rotation coming through. A second one.
They link on a ghost, and this Tahm Kench is doing wonders for them. Trick is getting so low.
The minion wave catches up as well. They get 2 turrets out of nothing.
It's a never-ending push. There you go. You get a kill in 2 turrets just like that in a blink of an eye. Afrika say, this is our map now.
Did Shelly just get a 1 health dive in? That's Shelly. She deserves a raise after that one. Watch the replay. It's so awkward for Trick because he uses his Elastic Slingshot, but he's slightly too late to interrupt the Rift Herald spawn. Goes into the backline, gets nothing, ends up just being a zoning play. Sion comes in. Only one person is hit. Thankfully, no real damage coming out yet from Kramer when it comes to the Super Mega Death Rocket. They get the first turret. Shelly keeps pushing, and BBQ lose 3 turrets in 1 play.
It's pretty unbelievable what they're able to do here. We always talk about how the Tom Kent is fantastic for helping out your allies get to safety. You're gonna have
something that really needs to be encouraged.
I feel like Kramer's having a little bit of fun here as he's running in the face of everybody and now eventually pops out, but Tucson had to give his life as they were looking down the barrel of 5 BBQ members. Kramer eating a lot of damage there. Doesn't look...
Lots of drifting areas for the Scion to come through, so BBQ right now trying to get any vision they can, fighting for this Rift Herald.
Girl looked like he was in trouble, but actually it looks like BBQ that's in trouble. Ghost getting stunned up for ages. The heal comes in, but there's no escape for him as Keen says hello, and down he will go. It looks like also Trick getting baited in here will go down. That's going to be 2 kills immediately going down, as well as their jungler. And Afrika could very well look to push onto the Baron now.
I think they will. Azir was in the top lane, nothing he could do. Sion wasn't there for the previous fight. Azir's not there for this fight. Afrika's communication is just a step ahead of BBQ. It's another one of these Ezreal games where they got no value out of the pick because Afrika are ahead of the play. Temp could go for a big play, but what will it accomplish?
Trying to go for a big play against double smite. Not necessarily what you want to see, but he didn't go in, he didn't go all in or suicide or anything like that, so all is right in the world, and the Baron will go over to Afrika, who is truly running away with this game. It's not even really the super scaling of the Jinx composition that's making it happen either. It's just better overall team play early on.
Shot calling, I think, has been the big lead. We're going to watch the replay. It looks pretty innocuous at the start when Kuro has his head knocked with the Rift Herald, with Scuttler, but then comes Keen, drifts in, Ghost chunked out instantly, dies mostly to the Scion damage of all things. They can chase on easily for the second kill as well. They're just in such beautiful synergy. The side.
See what they can do. Afrika with still a minute left on the Baron, looking for a second inhibitor in the mid lane.
Pushing up now, Zach, they're in position.
They're gonna come behind onto Kramer now. No, Devour finally at the last second, but look at Ghost and Temp, they're totally out of the fight. Trick is gonna go down as well, and Crazy finally gets a chance to do something. But is it going to matter is the real question. The answer, of course, will be no, as the double kill goes over to Kramer. They laugh in the face of the Swain as they're looking once again for the second inhibitor.
Look, Swain looked very dapper in his ultimate, but sadly, there's nothing behind it. Ghost has been completely shut down, even though he's on the Ezreal with the early power spike. Freak's looking for the close, and the guaranteed second place spot.
Looks like they're gonna get it. Kramer and Jinx are all getting excited, as are the Afrika fans, as they're gonna be securing second place with this victory. They want more kills. Tempt, they're gonna make it interesting with one last bouncy castle, but Kramer is not gonna go down. The shields for days, and the Afrika Freaks will secure second place with the Nexus going down.
Second place means they will be one best of 5 away from playing the grand final, and for an organization that's been around for 2 years, they have made it to every playoffs and lost in the wild card match every time. They've never played a best of 5 outside of the World's qualification, and they've never won one of those either. For the side of Afrika Freaks,